Welcome to Aussie BBQ Tales. In this episode, we show highlights of one of Western Australia's premier barbecue competitions, Smokin' in the City. Tyrone smokes up a feast on his Texas stick burner, while we visit Billabong Brewing for a beer and a chat about hops with the brewers. Albert shows us why blunt knives are dangerous. Then we take a trip up to the Serpentine River to catch, cook and eat blue swimmer crabs. Welcome to one of the most isolated cities on the planet, Perth, Western Australia. Beautiful, clean and bustling with barbecue at the Smokin' in the City barbecue competition held on the foreshore for its 7th year running. This year's event is hosted by Charity Barbecue Competitions, Lifeline WA, Mondo Deccan and Mondo Community Warriors. There's some serious barbecuing competition around here, with top charcoal grillers, barrel smokers, offset smokers and Weber grillers from around Australia, competing for prestige, competition points and prize money. Check out the Lifeline Butchers Picnic, where international and national apprentice butchers compete for top honours as they show off their impressive butchering skills and amazing meat displays. Barbecue industry suppliers, sponsors and supporters are out in force showing off their wares. Out of nowhere, crowds suddenly line up for a taste as the low and slow cooking pros turn up the heat to impress the judges. This is serious business, folks, with serious meat and serious flavour. Next time blokes and their barbecues come to an event like this, we'll get an inside view of contestant preparation, check out the types of barbecues they use, and give an inside look as we show them in action during the event.
G'day guys, I'm here with my mate Tyrone, our low and slow specialist. He's been good enough to set up his barbecue for us, and he's going to show us where he's at.
Well, we're pretty much about 6 hours in to a pulled pork. It's a shoulder cut. I've been using it on my offset. Shall we take a look?
Yeah. So what's this box here?
Okay, that's the firebox. So essentially, this is indirect cooking. So we create a fire in here. As you can see, it's churning away. And then the smoke goes through there. And we keep that chamber at a nice mellow temperature. It's regulated by the airflow going in. So that way we can control the temperature that we get. We want to keep it low and slow. You can hear my alarms going off right now. So I know it's actually a little bit hot, so I'm just gonna let that air out. Let's take a look. Perfect time to have a look.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to do that.
Let's
Yeah,
do
great. The smoke, where's the smoke? I can't see any smoke anywhere.
You don't want to see smoke. We want a clean fire. So we want to generate a nice temperature and we want a nice fire. So if the fire's burning nice, we're not getting much smoke. I've been doing this for what, 6 hours now, 7 hours. If I was to do that with smoke billowing out, it's gonna taste acrid, it's gonna taste terrible. Right. So we need a clean fire. That's what you want to look at when you see a chimney. It's like virtually nothing. They call it like a blue smoke almost, you know? That's what we want. That's the temperature we want. We're actually creeping a bit high. I'm just gonna open this up a little bit, get that out. Just stir it up. But this is the beauty about having one of these. They call them pit masters, and this is not a pit, and I'm definitely no master, but it's all about regulating the fire, to regulate the temperature, to maintain a steady temperature to cook your meat. And that's what it's all about. And it's fun and games. And who doesn't like to build fires?
Yep,
I do.
I love it, yeah.
I love it, yeah.
I'm busting to have a poke there, but I know that's your fire, but yeah.
I'll let you later, like,
Oh, thanks,
once the
mate.
food's out,
Okay.
right? This is typically, this is a Texas style of barbecue. They refer to them over there as a stick burner. You can see underneath, we've got the little bits of wood. We put them in there and it's up to us to regulate it. Now, the key is this thermometer that I have here. If we don't have that, we don't know what's going on the dance floor there. We don't know what temperatures we got. We can't trust this. This is too high in the chamber. It's given us a false reading of what's actually going on down at the meat. A water pan is really great. It increases humidity of the chamber. It keeps the meat a bit moist. Now the spray, this spritzer is just half water, half apple cider vinegar. Keep the surface wet, prevents it from drying out, but it also brings in the smoke a bit more. And that's what we want. We want the smoke and the flavor, and we want to create a bark on that meat because that gives us a little bit of crunch and texture to what we're eating, because it's going to be gushy goodness coming out.
And that's where your flavour started, didn't it? Because you did marinate or you dry rubbed it earlier on.
Yes, well that's it. So I trimmed this up yesterday. I took a lot of the skin off, a lot of the fat off. I want to get the smoke into that meat. And now I've rubbed that as well. So pretty much I dry bind it for about 14 hours. So that's me trimming it. I put salt over it, leave it in the fridge uncovered. Don't put anything on it, okay. Uncovered, yep. Leave it in there, it'll be right. This morning I got up, I put some oil on it, that's a binder, it's not there for anything else. I put my rub on it, let it sit, build a fire, come out, I chuck it in. And that to me creates the profile, the flavors that I like. It's one of my rubs I've been messing around with, so yep. Hopefully it turns out all right.
Yeah, I'm looking
for my sake, because it's a bit of pressure.
Yeah, no, so you're on the spot now, you're on the spot. And that's great, we all love being on the spot.
Look,
so
I've done this before, so hopefully it turns out, so.
Yeah, good stuff. Now, what's your next stage? You're going to take it out and you're going to wrap it?
Got to wrap it. The temperatures are right. It's telling me we've hit what they call the stall. So meat gets to a point where the water coming off it, it's like sweating to keep cool. And the heat going in is equal to the sweat coming out, the water coming out of it. So we just hit a plateau. Now I want to sort of punch through that because we don't want to be here till dark. So I'm going to wrap this in alfoil. Put a little few things in there as well. We'll get through this stall. We'll get it up to about 96 degrees centigrade in internal temperature. And then I'm gonna let it rest.
So you're saying it actually speeds up the cooking process?
It does, because what happens is if we leave it unwrapped, this whole effect of water evaporating is cooling the meat, heat's going in, but it's cooling just as fast as it's heating up. So we can be here for hours. Right. But not only that, like punching through it, I'm gonna trap it. I'm gonna put alfoil in there. I'm going to capture all the fat that's rendered, all the collagen. The collagen, all the connective tissue that makes it tough is just going to break down. Beautiful. So we're just going to have this nice pork.
I'm getting hungry and I feel like a beer now. I mean,
you and me both, hey? Yeah. I've been up early.
That's looking yummy already, mate. Smelling fantastic.
Yeah. It's getting there.
Wow.
It is definitely.
Look at it bubbling at the top there.
Yeah, that's my probe alarm telling me it's dropped. This is the wrap. We need to get this in there. But before I do that, I'm gonna try to give it some more flavor, some more juices. First, we'll get some butter down. A couple thin strips. Butter is pretty good with all meat. Yeah. You know, they do it with beef, they do it with pork, they do it with everything. Sugar, well, you're not having American barbecue if you don't have a crap load of sugar, so hey, we're on no diets, you can tell that, so it's all good. Actually, I use brown sugar, but I've actually run out. So I'll put a bit of this.
But I'm sure, now you made this yourself, right?
I did.
What do you call it? Like, is
this
it a name?
is my attempt of making a Kansas City style barbecue sauce.
Stick my finger in there and have a little, oh man.
All I did was just go online. I went through a whole bunch of web pages and little YouTube videos, and they have a common theme, a spine to them all. So I just sort of try to get the best of all of them and just try to do it. And I cooked it one day while I was cooking meat. So
that's gonna be
while you're smoking meat, you can be making sauce. It's like, it's all good. This is the rub that I've made. Actually, I've put on this already. So I'm just gonna add a little bit extra. Why not?
And this is your own rub?
Yes, it's got paprika, salt, pepper, the usual suspects. You know, even a little bit of thyme in there. I can't remember.
Yum.
But so now I'm just gonna grab this, whack it in there. You know what? I'm gonna do a bit of the same on the top as well.
Onions.
Your onion powder, garlic powder, and the butter just gives it that tenderness. Now this is gonna melt, it's gonna sit in this whole little chamber, and it's gonna just bring out this pork. It's gonna punch it out.
I can smell it already, it's beautiful. How long is this till we eat? Because I'm getting hungry right now.
The stall has been pretty good to us. I'm thinking maybe an hour and a half.
Yep.
2 hours, but we've got to let it sit.
Okay.
So there's another hour there, just sitting in a nesky, wrapped in a blanket, just like a nice cooked steak. You cook a steak, you don't eat it straight away, you let it rest for 10 minutes. Same as this. Now the trick is when I wrap, I try to get all the air out. Now I've like triple wrapped that because this is gonna leak no matter how much I wrap it. And that leakiness is goodness. I wanna keep that because you'll see for later on why I keep that. Back in the smoker, man. Let's do it. Let's do it, right in between the probes. That's it, further back.
Nice.
That's it.
This is smelling good. So where we're at the moment, what are you going to do?
We're taking it out.
Yep.
We're gonna let it sit. Let's do it.
Well,
Let's squash this in. And this is really big. All right, get rid of that. I normally sometimes put an alfoil tray, alfoil over it because it could be a bit more juice, but this one's not too bad. And this is an old towel. So that can sit for hours. Serious, 3-4 hours. That'll maintain temp.
so the guys at Billabong Brewing have done this blazed burnt hemp nipa.
Can you pronounce that again?
Blazed burnt hemp nipa, and I'm busting to try it. These guys are always experimenting with their brews. So while Tyrone talks about where we're at with our big cook up, I'll pour some beers.
We're pretty much down to the end of our smoke. We're sitting on about 95 degrees. We've probably got 1 more degree internal temp to get there. It's looking really good. I'm gonna let it sit for about another hour in Nesky, wrapped in towels. He's pouring me some
That's looking pretty
delicious looking beer. And it's been an awesome day. So this has been sitting here, just chilling. See how hot it is? It has been there for like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, it is.
That is steaming. Wow.
Oh, look at that.
Pretend stuff.
Oh yeah.
Wait, baby.
Oh, that tastes beautiful, mate. Well done.
I'm not even trying. What do you think, guys? Excellent!
Yes.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Good. So am I. Now this is a golden juice. Aria,
How's
this
that,
has got
guys?
some nice bark.
Oh, yum.
No, not that big.
That's so good, guys.
Is it alright? Hey guys, did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
This is for wash hand zone only.
Anything with black on it and barbecue, it's gonna taste good.
We started off brew on premises, which basically means you come onto our premises and make beer. 20 odd years later, we're still going, producing some fantastic beers, thanks to these guys who are absolutely reinvigorating the beer list with a whole lot of newer age beers, which is fantastic, and it sort of inspires me as well. We try and fund off each other and have a bit of fun at the same time, which is about brewing.
15 years ago, our number one brew that people used to brew is the Corona knockoff.
Yeah, the Mexican Crown.
What's it now, Ron?
The New England IPA.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. Everyone wants the hoppy stuff, all the good stuff. Exactly what we want to drink out in the marketplace. The beauty of it is now people can come and brew all the new age styles, which we love and want to drink so much in the market. Fraction of the price, even fresher.
Oh,
Come in, make a social thing out of it. It's great. Works good. A lot of young guys are getting into it. It's good.
Hops have just gone absolutely stupid from the Australian hops, which were basically Pride of Ringwood and Super Prides, which we use in pretty much every Australian produced beer, through to, I mean, they've gone with Galaxy, Melba, Ella, Secret. These are all massive aroma and flavoursome hops. The Americans, which took the lead from the Centennials and Cascades, and have gone into who knows what, but I mean, for example, some of our favourites are things like El Dorado and Idaho 7.
What's your favourite hop to use?
Oh, it's a bit like choosing my children. I I do have a favourite.
Right?
Idaho 7's going to be one of my favourites.
It's an absolute ripper. I'm still pretty happy with the Nelson. Nelson Sauvin hop from New Zealand. It's been one that we've been using for probably about 6 or 7 years, maybe even a little longer. Quite volatile. Great when it's fresh. Sometimes it wanes a little bit with a bit of age in the beer. But it's certainly when you see beers made with Nelson that are fresh, hook into them because they are, without a shadow of a doubt,
Yeah, a bit like Galaxy or
really
Eldorado or
outrageous.
something like that. Good results there.
You quite like the still like the passion fruit,
punchy, passion
pineapple,
fruit, tropical,
yep.
anything like that.
the ones that everybody's drinking at the moment. So the hazy IPAs, the double dry hopped IPAs or pale ales, the New England IPAs. I know I'm saying IPAs a lot, but that's essentially what they are. These big new hops, as we've found, need to be treated with a lot of respect. They also deteriorate from the beer very, very quickly. So when you drink one that's a couple of days old in comparison to one that's a month old, you'll notice quite a substantial difference in the freshness of the hop.
G'day, we're here with Albert, our knife specialist. Is that okay if I call you a knife specialist?
You go, it's a specialist, not an expert.
Okay, all right. Albert's going to teach us all things about knives. And the first thing we're going to talk about is safety.
Absolutely. There's so often people have knives and they're blunt. And I have a logo, which is sort of a slogan that's on my vehicle as well as on the back of my shirt, which says blunt knives are dangerous. Why do I say that? You are more likely to cut yourself with a blunt knife than a sharp knife. The reason why, if you work with a blunt knife, you have to cut. Okay? You have to put pressure on it to cut because it's not generally sliding through it. But if a knife is sharp, then it just slips through the item. Because if you look at the difference, you can see the edge.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
When you cut something with that, you don't have to put pressure on it. So one of the most important aspects is blunt knives are dangerous because that's when you have to cut, it slips.
Yes.
And when it slips, you're going to get hurt.
Okay, yeah.
It's a known fact.
That's happened to me, like scars on my fingers, I think, from that.
And you do because you're trying to cut because the knife is blunt. If you look on the top of that very sharp knife, you'll see, if you look down it, you'll see a little mirror along the edge.
Wow.
That shows you how blunt it is. And a knife that is sharp, you will not see that.
That feels like my knives at home, all of them.
That's a knife that's sharpened. It's not perfect,
Right. No, I see
but
what
you
you're
don't
saying.
see it. There's no...
It's almost like a black line or a dark line. Well, thanks for that, Albert. I'll bear all that in mind and looking forward to the next lesson, mate.
Okay,
Thanks, mate.
thank you.
Welcome to Furnessdale. It's about a 50-minute drive from Perth, and it's on the Serpentine River near the entrance to the Peel Inlet. With an abundance of wildlife, it's the perfect place to throw a line out or catch blue swimmer crabs during the summer months.
We're on the banks of the Serpentine River. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm with my mate Mark. Mate, tell us about the terrain here. What are we dealing with?
Well, here we're in one of the deepest sections of the Serpentine. We're only a couple of kilometres from the estuary. We get down to 9 metres deep, and as you can see, the river narrows off quite a lot right here. So this is a great spot to come fishing and crabbing, and it's quite popular with the few people that know about it.
Pig's liver. Oh yeah. Now crabs, I find, love this because it's very bloody, and hopefully today they will be attracted to this. Yum. And I'll hold the top, I'll grab the bottom, and it's just a simple 1, 2, 3. And just flick it as if you're throwing a frisbee.
Okay, so it's been 15-20 minutes, time to have a look, see if we've got anything. So the main thing is, once you feel that weight, you've just got to pull it in, keep the pressure on there, make sure they can't jump out again on you.
I think we've got something. Yep, got ourselves a little female. See her colouring? It's a very mottled brown. And underneath, you'll see, that's where she keeps her eggs. Now she doesn't have eggs, but the triangle piece underneath is wider, where the males is thinner and longer. And hopefully we'll catch one to see the difference.
Let's get this one in.
We've got two.
We got two this time.
Looks like we've got a male and a female. And you can see that the male is a lot bluer than the female, and his claws are longer. That's where they get the name blue swimmer crab. I'm going to turn him over, and underneath here, it's a longer tapered triangle, that flap. Oh, I love this beast.
This is my favourite wood barbecue. I love this. It's a real old-fashioned concept from however far back. Just a drum cut in half. This one they've done really good. We've got the wheels and we're off and running.
Thanks to our friends at Billabong Brewing, we're gonna be campfire with a beer.
That's a very heady beer, mate.
Well, I was told I have to put a head on it. So I put them down hard shell, top down. So you can see the shell's starting to change colour. You only want to leave it on there for about 3 or 4 minutes, depending on how hot your coals are. So see the tips of the legs starting to change. You can smell it too.
Nice hot coals with just beautiful orange colour.
And for you folks that do not like crabs at home, got a bit of chorizo cut up here.
Look at these, look at that colour. Just beautiful. Really looking forward to this. As simple as you can get. What are we going to have with the crabs, Mike? A little bit of vinegar or lemon?
You know what?
Lime?
I'm such a fan. When something's cooked well, I'll have it straight up. You know.
Here we go,
Tom.
Mr. Hello.
He smelt the food.
Here we go.
Let's go. Let's see what this pumpkin's looking like, eh? We're going to slice this down the gut.
Look like certainly char grilled.
Look at that.
Oh, look at the middle of that. That is just perfection.
Now, the great thing about cooking crabs like this is, for me, for some reason, they feel like I can break into them a lot easier, like the shell's a lot brittle, you know. I do need to get the...
But mate, what are we going to do with the claws? I mean, how are we going to crack these open?
You can use your teeth, mate.
You use your teeth, mine aren't.
I've got no teeth left.
Okay, here.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, Brucey.
Now, we knew we brought you
Good on
along
you,
for
mate.
something. Oh, look at that, hey? Shall we give this bit to Brucey, because, you know, he's worked hard all day. Well, all we've done is drunk beer. And
Well, mate, I've got to admit the wine was pretty good today. Very, very good. Look at
how's
this.
that?
Excellent.
A camera
Absolutely excellent.
gets the first taste. Is that good?
Oh,
Yep.
beautiful.
How about you pour us a beer with that?
Yeah. Now,
Oh.
did you notice how that was a lot more saltier? More of a crabby taste. I find, like, when crab goes in the water and it sits there for 5 minutes or however long, you end up with a really nice soup and you lose a lot of flavour out of the crab. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
From all of us here at Aussie BBQ Tales, thanks for watching.